been a lot of talk since the Liberals came out and said they were going to be voting against the net filter now about which way to vote in the next election. And the big question I'm seeing on Twitter is from people that want to know how, do they actually have to choose between getting the national broadband network or getting rid of the filter and feel like they don't have much of a choice. So I decided to put this video together, not to tell you how to vote, but actually tell you how not to vote in the federal election to get that outcome, because there are a couple of different ways you can do that. So let's just take a quick look at what I had in mind here. So right now, as it stands, we've got the Coalition and Tony Abbott have come out and said that they want no to the national broadband network, and they'll also be saying no to the internet filter. So if you vote Liberal all the way, then what you're going to get is only the scrapping of the filter, but no broadband network. Obviously, with the Gillard government at the moment, they're saying that they will go ahead with the national broadband network and already have started, but obviously pushing ahead with the internet filter as well. So the question is, how do we go about voting now so that we can get the best of both worlds? Keep the broadband network and get rid of the filter. And really what we need to do is have a look at how this is structured. Most people don't recognise anyway, at least when they're talking on Twitter, that they're actually voting twice. First, the House of Representatives, which is the lovely green furniture up here, which is where the Prime Minister and the opposition leader find themselves. What we do know about that is that it will be Gillard or Abbott that will be sitting in there. What we don't know right now, obviously, is which side of the table they'll be sitting on. And then you vote a second time, and that's the really big sheet of paper. That's for the guys that are in the Senate, which is the red furniture down the bottom here. Now, when the legislation passes from the House of Representatives, it actually then has to also pass through the Senate. Now, the problem that we have right now from the comments that I'm seeing on Twitter is that people are assuming that if I vote for Party A up here in the House of Representatives, that I'm also going to have to vote for Party A down here in the Senate, and therefore I'm stuck with that. What I'm actually showing here is that you actually need to exercise your constitutional right to do what you want, and if you wish, don't vote for Party A in the Senate, vote for Party B or some other combination of it, or Party C, or whatever you wish. And that's actually how you get it. So let me show you how that works. First, let's have a look at the House of Representatives. As it stands there at the moment, the Coalition is saying that if they do get into power, they'll be wanting to get rid of the existing legislation that's in place to roll out the national broadband network. However, obviously, if Gillard and the Labor government stay in power, it'll continue. Now, because this has already passed and it's already taken place, all that we know in here is that if you're voting for either the ALP or any of the other parties that find themselves in the House of Representatives, the legislation will continue because there's plenty of support. So the rule here then regarding the NBN is vote for anyone other than the Coalition will guarantee the national broadband network will continue. So anyone other than the Coalition will help there. So that helps with that, but as we mentioned earlier, if we do that, are we now signing ourselves up to the internet filter? And that's actually where we now need to have a look at the Senate. As it sits in the Senate, obviously these numbers will change in regards to percentages. It's just a representation of what it looks like, but as it sits at the moment and how it looks like it will play out, the ALP and the Coalition will have roughly the same. One will have a little bit more than the other. And the balance of power right now is with the Greens and the Independents in there. So in the Senate, what we need to be looking at is the fact that we've already got support from the Greens and from the Coalition to now scrap the internet filter. So to get rid of the internet filter now and make sure that when it passes from the House of Representatives, if it does, up to the Senate, we need to vote for anyone other than the ALP in the Senate. Anyone other than that. So I'm not telling you which party you should vote for, just saying who you shouldn't be voting for in both houses. So let me give you a quick wrap on that. Don't vote for the Coalition in the House of Representatives. Don't vote for the ALP in the Senate. Preferably vote for your marginal parties, just because they certainly put more balance into the conversation on both of these policies. And if you are lucky enough to be in Victoria, you do have an opportunity to put Senator Conroy last. And the reason I popped that in there is merely because as a representative, he has failed to represent the people that have elected him and put him in place, and therefore he really should be out of a job. But don't worry, I've got a feeling this bloke will be more than happy to give him a job when he's finished. Seems to be doing all of his errands for him currently at the moment. So that's my quick video there on how not to vote in the election, so that you can have both the National Broadband Network and also get the filter scrapped. If you do like this video, what I'd love you to do is to give it a thumbs up so that other people can see it. Share it on Facebook and Twitter. If you have a blog, I'm more than happy for you to embed it and share it around. And more importantly, please tell at least one other person how not to vote, and run them through their options and choices here, particularly for people that aren't on the internet or as savvy as perhaps you and I are. We need to get this message out to people that aren't necessarily looking for it or coming across it. So please share this video. If you have got feedback for me, or you'd like to tell me how I got all this wrong, please feel free. I'm on Twitter. I'm at Mikey Pants, and I'd love to hear from you. All right, that's my video, and good luck and enjoy exercising your constitutional right to vote.